Hi viewers, I'm Marcel. I'm back with the Pulse. I'm kind of excited about this video today. I enjoy making all these videos. I always enjoy talking to you guys, sometimes more than others. I don't always enjoy harping on about FDA and David Sinclair. I feel it's more of an obligation at times than others. But this video was inspired by interacting with you guys and kind of viewing the trends going on and trends in the comments and also my own experience the past couple months. And what I want to talk about is ways that you can boost your results with NMN, things that I've done, things that other people are doing, and some of it's a refresher, some of it's maybe coming at it from a little bit different perspective or a new angle. The freshness of it for me are the last couple months, I sort of dipped in my effectiveness with some of the things that I like to do that boost my NMN results. And it was kind of interesting to gauge how I felt. I exercised a bit less. I ate a little worse over the holidays. I drank a little more, mostly just beer, but a bit of wine. I don't recommend any of these things, but sometimes life takes over and you kick back a little more. I spent more time focusing on my kids and my family, and I certainly enjoyed the holidays. So I would say that it gave me kind of a refresher course in as much as how much are these things impacting my overall NMN lifestyle. And it was quite a bit. I would say, 40% probably of a dip in the way I felt over time, maybe a little less, maybe some days were 30%, maybe some days were 50%, but I was feeling less of that energy, less of that, attitude. And as you could see, I made less videos. Like the result over the past couple of months were that I just didn't, feel like sharing as much. And now that I'm back in a groove, it's kind of funny because this is my third video in a week, plus I threw up a little short. So yeah, it definitely has an impact on my results, my effectiveness, my efficiency, the way I feel. And I would just encourage you to do these things. Now, what are the 5 things? The first one that I didn't necessarily stop this first one, actually. I kept doing all these things. But I noticed a trend by interacting with a lot of you and looking at some of the numbers, talking to Do Not Age, that a lot of people are taking just NMN. And I kind of felt guilty for that in a way because I realized, oh my gosh, I spend so much time talking about NMN. Why do I do that? Because it was the biggest corner that I turned in my whole, longevity lifestyle, feeling younger, self-rejuvenation. It was probably, it had to be. It was easily the biggest turn that I made, an improvement that I made. And so I talk about it a lot because of that. The other reason I talk about NMN a lot is because there are some voices out there speaking against NMN, and it bewilders me. And a couple key ones I've talked about before are in their 30s, and I'm like, how can you really know what it feels like to take NMN until you've had that downturn? How do you know you're rejuvenated until you're dejuvenated? So the other reason is, but frankly, you all know, FDA and David Sinclair, Metro Biotech, have made moves to take NMN off the market as a supplement. So, my guard's been up. I've been defensive, and I'm trying to defend the future for NMN and obviously other supplements. So that's why I talk so much about NMN. But there are other supplements, and if you're not taking some of them, again, that's number one. If you're not taking some other supplements, you should seriously give it consideration if you want to boost your results. TMG, for example, is essential for managing your methyl groups, according to David Sinclair and others. And it's just a healthy, affordable, very affordable supplement to take anyway. And every person that's close to me, every friend and close family member that's taking NMN, I have them on TMG, period. A lot of them I have on resveratrol or quercetin or fisetin, the sirtuin boosters, the senolytics as they're called. I take fisetin twice a week, and I take resveratrol and quercetin every other day, 5 days a week, together in my yogurt. Apigenin's a great one. CAKG's a great one. SIRT6 activator's a great one. Omega-3, collagen. These are widely, vitamin D with K2. These are great supplements to be taking on a daily basis. And I just highly recommend them, and that you, consider, if you're just taking NMN, maybe you rethink that strategy, or maybe it's time to start evolving that strategy and adding some other things to the picture. It's not about, getting you to take more supplements. That's not it at all. It's just one one of 5 things. It's literally something I do that has boosted my results. Number 2 would be eating more healthy. Now that's easy to say, and that's a broad stroke, right? But I also intermittent fast. I also don't eat after 7, and I also don't eat before 11 or 12. I'm more, I find the first one more important. I think it's very important to go to bed having, digested your food enough so that you can get a good night's sleep. And I'll talk about sleep more in a minute. But I think eating healthy is so critical. And I eat foods that contain some NMN. And I believe in my heart of hearts, and I've asked some experts, they were non-committal, but nobody said, no, it doesn't make sense. Some people said, that does kind of make sense. I eat foods that contain NMN, so because I'm taking a lot of NMN, currently 1.5 grams every day, 1 gram in the morning, 500 milligrams in the afternoon. And my instincts tell me, well, it's a dietary supplement. It's in our food supply. Maybe I should eat the foods that have it and then supplement that with the NMN. And that's been my strategy really since the beginning. And it could be part of my big secret for success. So I really recommend that you eat healthy foods. Cut back on, the fatty foods. Certainly don't eat sugar, and don't eat processed foods if you can help it. Number 3, exercise more. Now, why is that so important? It's so easy to say. Again, broad stroke, exercise more. But if your goal is to increase your energy, first of all, exercising increases energy, but it's also a gauge. Like, how do you know you have more energy if you're not expending more energy? So I think exercise is just critical for people taking NMN because you don't really have a way of measuring how effective the NMN actually is for you unless you're doing something, unless you're expending some energy. Number 4 is sleep better and drink less. Now, those 2 I put together because if you're drinking too much, especially in the evenings, but if you're drinking too much, you're not going to sleep as well as you would. You're going to wake up more groggy. You're going to have less energy in the morning. And I found that out the hard way the last couple of months by drinking a little bit more. I woke up a little more groggy, or a little slower, didn't sleep as well through the night, got up early a few times. So avoiding alcohol as much as possible. Again, I probably won't go to 0, but there's times that I do. There's stretches that I do. But I live in Europe and I like a beer here or there, a glass of wine here and there. But I've really reduced that greatly, and it's helped my sleep, and that's going to boost your NMN results. Think about it. If you're taking NMN to boost your mitochondria and promote DNA repair, most of that is said to happen at night as you sleep. So if you can sleep better, and that's going to boost your NMN results, right? But if you're going to drink less, if you're going to eat better, that's going to boost your NMN results. Now, adjust your NMN. So the 5th thing that you could do to boost your NMN is actually boost your NMN. Take more. Some of you might need to take less. If you're having some side effects that you're uncomfortable with that coincide with when you took NMN, why don't you try and reduce that amount, and then maybe increase it more over time later as you feel a little better. You might need another NMN brand. I ran into a viewer at a tennis tournament actually over the holidays, Michael. Strangely enough, here in Germany, I have most of my viewers are in the U.S., and the rest, the primary chunk beyond that, are in England and obviously English-speaking countries. But I do have around 3 or 4% of my viewership that is in Germany. And I ran into one of those Germans, Michael. And I'm talking to my family in English, and he's walking by in a hallway at a tennis club. And he says, "Excuse me, are you a YouTuber?" And of course, my family is just in shock. You're running into your viewers now here in Germany. And he was a great guy. We had a great conversation. He watches this channel. He watches Brad Stanfield. He follows David Sinclair. But I asked Michael, "Do you take NMN?" And he said, "No, I stopped because I wasn't feeling anything." And Michael, this video is for you. This video is for people like Michael to try to give you a way to boost NMN. And I said, "Are you taking Do Not Age?" He said, "No, I was taking another brand." I say, "Look, a lot of people I've interacted with change brands, have better results. For whatever reason that is, we all take Do Not Age here. Why don't you try it?" So he said he'd probably do that. I'm going to follow up with Michael and see how he's doing, because we did exchange numbers when we ran into each other. But yeah, try something else. Look, We all care about each other. We really do. People going up in the comments and post, for the most part. I know some of it's, spam, some of it's trolling, but very little here. We've been very fortunate. And I keep an eye on it and make sure it's at least genuine for the most part. But I haven't had to remove a comment in months, or I haven't felt compelled. Months. It may have been a year. I just don't get in the habit. And that's why you see some negative and some angry comments come up, or contrary comments, because I let you guys have your voice, unless it's mean-spirited, and somehow the algorithm catches that anyway. So I don't really have to police that much. And what I'm trying to tell you guys is the stuff that's in the comment section is very real and very sincere. And people are going up there to tell their stories first of all, because I think they're surprised. They, like me, they started taking NMN just as a hope, as a wish, but the expectation was ground zero, was very low. But it's almost like, give this a shot. And a lot of people took NMN. And then when they had results and it continued, then they went up in the comment section and they said something. And I think that speaks to my philosophy about NMN and why I share it and why I've got so many family members taking it now. Because I want to share that with people. I want to share that with you. I found the same to be true when I visited Do Not Age, which is where I get my supplements, which is why I always talk about the code that's below and you could save money, because I believe in them. I've been hounded by about 50 other companies that sell supplements, and many of them NMN. And they all wanted me to post about them or post links or give me a discount code. And many of them offered significantly higher percentage. It was all about the money. It was all about the money. And I refused to get involved with it because I have a genuine experience. And I only just get a few percent when you use the code, but people are happy with Do Not Age. And I'm loyal to those people, to those viewers, those of you taking it, getting results, and I'm getting results. And that's why we're 2.5 years into this. And I've never deviated from that. When the channel was going super strong last spring, we had 300,000 views one month. And then to December, when it was like 35,000 views. Like, the views have been way down. The last week has gone better. So I'm pretty, it's another reason I'm rejuvenated. I'm excited because maybe YouTube forgot that it hated me. So we're doing well again, and hopefully that continues. I want to thank all of you for watching. I want to wish you luck. I want you to keep telling me your stories about NMN and try these boosting methods. And I'm certain, because they're just great things to do. And if you're not doing these things, whether you're taking NMN or not, you're going to benefit from them. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.